Serves for Lancaster. High set, kill down. That is Avery Richard with the kill, and the Hillmen reclaim the lead. 19-18 in set number 2, already leading 1-0.
Rural Mutual Agents John Ragetz and Deneen Dow with Ragetz and Dow Insurance Group. Tackle all your farm, personal, business, and life insurance needs. Call them today at their office in Lancaster. Well, here's a reach over, but it doesn't clear the net, and now it's 2018. And Lancaster's going to call a timeout, their first. 2018, Platteville in set number 2. Hillman lead 1-0 back after this on 97.7 Country WGLR.
In Game 7.
If you're upgrading a home or business, call the trusted pros at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. They offer a premium selection of CHI overhead doors, combining style, durability, and security for both residential and commercial properties. Need rain gutters to protect your building from water damage? Carey's has you covered there too. Learn more at Carey'sGuttersandDoors.com. They sell the best and service the rest. Get the quality you deserve at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, Belmont, and Prairie du Chien.
Our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school sports on Queen Bee Radio is presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and by Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. Check out our upcoming schedule at am1590wpvl.com.
In Game 7.
2018, Platteville, which was down a lot, or down most of the second set, now up, and already leading 1-0 after their 25-19 win in set number 1. And Grabant serves again. Now that is returned, and the Hillmen cannot return it, and that makes it 2019.
Michaela Schneering, who's in the game for the Hillmen, that ball came up on her very quickly. She wasn't able to react quick enough, and now the Flying Arrows looking to tie here on this serve.
Asia McDonald, the serve into the back middle. Sent over, well then, actually, it was not sent over by Hoosier because the taller Addison Morgan tipped over her and down, and we're tied at 20 in set number 2.
Just a little bit of an overpass there, making it over the net, and Lancaster made the Hillmen pay.
Bump set on the other side, and then sent over by Richard. Now sent over by Hirth. Platteville handles that. A reach over. It did not clear the net, however. And it's 21-20 Lancaster in set number 2. And we're back on now, finally. We had, typing is important, apparently.
It is?
That's all I'll say about it.
Ah.
But we got it fixed, so we're good. And the right side spike, that's dug out and down. And Richard makes it a 21-21 tie. And now Mia Hoosier will serve for the Hillmen. Into the back middle, set by Hirth. Morgan the spike. That one, it hit off the back row player and off the wall.
Oh, man, talk about boom with that kill.
That should count as more than one kill.
That should. Addison Morgan just unloaded.
22-21. Lancaster. Set by bump by Grabant. Right side spike. That's dug out. Set by Hirth. Spike by Morgan. Dug out. Bump set and back. Set over. High bump. Set by Hirth. Spike from the back row. Too far. They were tied at 22.
One thing I've always noticed, Steve, is that every time when you see the players from the back row, they have what we call that standing one-hander. They're not moving much, they just hit it. That always seems to cause more problems than actually helping their team.
Richard serves again. That's dug out. Set by Hirth. Spike from the left side. Diving bump. Set. Spike by Temperley and goes out. 23-22 Lancaster.
Who's our paint sponsor? Because Quinn Temperley needed that one to be just a little about an inch wider on that back line to be in.
And another timeout. This one by the Hillmen, their second. And we'll tell you, they were brought to you by Community First Bank. For you in the communities where you live, work, and play, experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank. CFbank.com, member FDIC. Southwest Health has over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists, so you can have specialized care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org. The dental office located in Lancaster. The dental office is a trusted name for high-quality family dental care. Proud to be the preferred provider of dentistry in Lancaster and Laley Center Monroe. Call your local dairy automation specialist, Jordan Wilson, at Laley Center Monroe.
And speaking of that, Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialist. The pros at Brian's get the job done right. For unexpected dings or major repair projects, head to Brian's Auto Body and Paint Lancaster. And if they did the paint on the back line, that probably would have been in instead of being a point for Lancaster.
This is, by the way, a new floor here in Lancaster. They put it in this summer.
It looks beautiful.
23-22 Lancaster in set number 2. Arrows down 1-0. Spike by Stone. That's dug out. And a bump almost when it went out of bounds. Sent over by Rukoff. Now the set by Hoosier. Right side spike. Down that goes. In the corner, and we're tied at 23.
Beautiful kill down the side. Just there again, painting the line, and now we're on a race now. 23-23. This one has extras written all over it.
Quinn Temperley will serve, running jump serve, and an ace. Found the back row. One of the back row players fell down and couldn't get at it, and now it's set point, and now Lancaster calls a timeout. So now both teams have used all of their 2 allotted timeouts. And we will have the McNett Electric halftime report after this second set. And I don't know, you kind of feel like this is a potential tri-court turning point if the Hillmen, who have been behind most of this set, are able to come back and win and go up 2-0. As we know, 2-0 is difficult, though not impossible to come back from.
Absolutely not impossible. I remember one of the matches I called. It was right here on WGLR, Platteville versus River Valley, 5-setter. Platteville was down 2-0, and the Hillmen came back and won 3-2 in thrilling fashion in Spring Green.
And would you believe the same thing happened the next year? Because I did that match.
Yep.
River Valley went up 2-0. Platteville beat them in 5. That one was in Platteville on the way to Platteville State trip.
Is it like John Fogerty deja vu all over again?
Something like that. Set point, 24-23. Bad bump. They have to send it over. And now the set reach over, but it doesn't clear the net. 4 hits on Platteville. And we go to extra points.
The one thing we can guarantee, this will not end up like the Packers-Cowboys game in a tie.
Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. Addison Morgan to serve. That's dug out. Quickly sent over. Platteville takes the lead, 25-24. Hoosier, just here, you do it.
Gee, I wonder.
Try to return this if you can.
I wonder where Hoosier learned the sneakiness from. I don't know. Would her dad have something to do with that?
Possibly. Set point into the back row. Back set by Hurth. Sent over. Hillman with it. The set by Hoosier, spiked by Dye, that's dug out. And then sent back by the Arrows on the second hit. Set, spiked over, that's dug out. In the back row, Rukoff, the bump set, right side or left side spike, that's dug out. Right back to Lancaster. The set by Hurth, left side send over, dug out. Hoosier with a set, spiked by Stone, out of bounds. And off one of the front row players, and Platteville wins set 2. 26-24.
What a rally.
And takes a 2-0 lead. We'll be back after this on 97.7 Country WGLR.
In game 8.
Show your school spirit with every swipe. People's State Bank offers debit cards featuring your local school's mascot. And now through September 30th, you can upgrade for 50% off. Even better, $5 from your card fee goes right back to your school. It's an easy way to support your team and look good doing it. Visit any People's State Bank location to upgrade your debit card today. Iowa sales tax may apply to fees and service charges. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
It's harvest time, and Scenic Rivers Energy Co-op reminds you to be safe on the farm with this helpful tip. Be aware of increased height when loading and transporting larger modern tractors with higher antennas. This safety tip from Scenic Rivers Energy Co-op.
In game 8.
Grand Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of Tuesday Night Volleyball presented by Cuba City, Kieler, Darlington Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on 97.7 Country WGLR and on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, presented by H&M Plumbing, Heating, Electrical, and Lely Center Monroe. Platteville wins set number 2, 26-24. Goes up 2-0. McNett Electric halftime report in set 3 after this on 97.7 Country WGLR.
In game 9.
Hello, Amy here from Cuba City Family Dental. Part of our dedication to excellence in the dental services we offer are same-day crowns. Instead of return visits to our office, we can diagnose and fix your tooth in one day at any of our 3 convenient locations. Call us when you are in need and experience patient-centered care for you and your family at Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental. Ask about our new patient specials. Keep smiling, Tri-States.
Catch Andrew's Egg Service coverage of Wisconsin football on 97.7 WGLR and Wisconsin basketball on AM 1590 WPDL. Presented by Digman Construction. Queen Bee Radio is your home for Badger sports.
In game 9.
Grand Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of Tuesday Night Volleyball presented by Cuba City, Kieler, Darlington Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel presented by H&M Plumbing, Heating, Electrical, and Lely Center Monroe. McNett Electric halftime report has arrived, which is brought to you by McNett Electric. For all your electrical needs, call McNett Electric in Belmont.
Stats presented by my beautiful wife, Arena. Kills.
How'd she marry you?
I'm still asking the same question 20 years later. 13-8, Platteville had more kills than Lancaster. 13-8 assists. Platteville doubled up Lancaster 12-6. Diggs, pretty even. Lancaster at the edge 7-5. Blocks both with 2 apiece. 5 Platteville aces, none for Lancaster. Service errors 2 for Platteville, 1 for Lancaster. Service percentage, the match so far, Platteville 88%, Lancaster 91%, so not many errors by either squad, but Platteville's been taking more advantage of their situations in this match so far, and that's why the Hillmen lead 2-0.
First hit goes out of bounds, and so Morgan will serve with Lancaster leading 1-0. There's the set by Hoosier. Spike blocked. You know, Lancaster's done a good job blocking tonight. Stone sends it back over the second time, and this time she gets the kill. And we're tied at 1.
There's going to be a little bit of discussion on that with the coaches, thinking that that kill was actually hit into the net with the follow-through, which is a no-no, but Platteville gets the benefit of the doubt, and it's tied at 1.
And Temperley to serve into the back row. Left side reach over, dug out. Set by Hoosier, set over, kind of flat-footed there by Schuler. And now bumped over by the Arrows. There's the set. Spiked by Stone, dug into the back row. Set by Hirth, bumped over. Now the Hillman. The set, spiked by Dye, and that rolls and hits and goes out, and Platteville leads 2-1.
And that kind of sums up the last portion of set number 2 for the Lancaster Flying Arrows. They did pretty much everything right, but it just stayed on the top of the tape just too long and ended up rolling out. Platteville gets the point.
Anderson River Turn to Duke, powering our audio stream. Anderson River Turn to Duke when you are ready. Back row spiked by Morgan. Now Hoosier, spiked by Stone. That got blocked, but out. And it's 3-1 Platteville. Claire Bank with their 8 convenient locations in Southwest Wisconsin, proud to support our community events. Claire Bank, where they say we can do that. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Also WCC Brands, custom apparel in Kieler, WCC-brands.com. Bump into the back row, and then the Arrows bump it back in. And now a spike by Dye, that's dug out. Bump set right at the net, and a diving bump back over by the Hillman. Now a left side spike blocked at the net, and what do they call? Going to be a point for Platteville to make it 4-1, 4 hits.
Yep, into the net, and I've had, I don't know how many times my wife Arena has always said, I said block, no, it's into the net. It's so hard, so quick on that, and those officials do an amazing job to keep up with this quick action.
Spiked back over by Dye, and that's another point to make it 5-1. Applied Micro, your computer and networking specialist in Platteville, Dodgeville, at appliedmicro.biz. Also, Breckler Insurance Group for all your insurance needs. See Steve Landusky at Breckler Insurance in Fenimore. Breckler Insurance serving Southwest Wisconsin for over 95 years. A spike that goes out of bounds, and Platteville up 6-1.
Well, 5-2. They're going to say that was tipped.
It was, all right.
Yep, they're going to say that was tipped. No, originally they were saying it was Platteville's. Now there's a discussion on it. Nope, that will be Platteville's point. I'm sorry, Lancaster.
Rukoff to serve.
And easy enough to have happen.
Into the bad hit. So they have to bump it over. Platteville does. Now Morgan. The set by Hurt. Blocked at the net on the spike by Foley. And that's a point for the Hillman to make it 6-2 in set number 3. One difference in this set versus the first two. Platteville got a good-sized early lead.
Yeah, exactly. Lancaster's been able to stay right with the Hillman, even though they have not lost a match in conference play yet this season.
There's the set by Hurth. Spike is out, and it's 7-2. And you kind of sort of start to wonder if maybe Lancaster's running out of gas here.
Yeah, or either that. I don't know if it's so much Lancaster's running out of gas. I think the Platteville Hillmen have just slammed on the gas and said, okay, enough.
Spike from the back row. That's dug out. Set by Hoosier, reached over by Dye, into the net, the bump, and then bumped into the net. And it's 8-2 Platteville, and Lancaster wants a timeout. Their first of set number 3, 8-2 Platteville. Hillman leading 2-0 back after this on 97.7 Country WGLR.
In game 10.
Hi, this is Christine Raleigh of Raleigh Cheese, wishing all area athletes successful seasons. Cheese is a great source of protein for school lunches or a snack before the big game. Stop in and try some of our award-winning artisan cheeses like Dunbarton Blue, Red Rock, and Little Mountain. We have fresh cheese curds weekly and a wide variety of snacks and beverages, plus made-to-order cheese trays. Shop locally and taste the difference of handmade Wisconsin cheese at Raleigh Cheese House on the corner of Highways 11 and 23, Shellsburg.
Watch live and archived H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical and Lely Center Monroe high school sports video coverage all season on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Get the latest schedule at AM1590WPBL.com.
In game 10.
8-2 Platteville. Hillman won set number 1, 25-19, and set number 2, 26-24. They are doing what they did not do in the first couple of sets here, which is they're kind of cruising right now as Lancaster sends it over. The set by Hoosier, spiked by Stone. That's dug back over. And now Dye one-hands it back and carried the ball.
Yep, lift called. I'm surprised they haven't called more lifts this evening. There's been multiple times it looked like they could have been called, just the angle, but that was really one that needed to be called.
Michaela Schneering checks in for Lancaster. And now to serve Addie Stater. Actually, Schneering for Platteville. That would be something if she switched teams in the middle. There's a right side send over. Diving bump. Bump set, low confusion on the arrow side. That's dug out. Now Hoosier the set. Spike by Dye. Dug out, but out. And it's 9-3 Platteville in set number 3. Russell offices here to assist as your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Proudly serving Southern Wisconsin Russell Law offices. The serve, dug out, set, and then bumped off the net. And it is 10-3 Platteville in set number 3.
More errors in this set by Lancaster than they've had pretty much the previous 2 sets, especially not just to this point, but in their entire sets.
Herms' Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington, and Herms' Ace Hardware at the bottom of the main in Platteville. See Herms' for the purple paint as that's played off the net and on the floor. For your next project, perfect paint for your next project, Herms' Ace Hardware, Bloomington, and Platteville. That makes it 11-3.
Brianna Dye with that block.
Bump in the back middle. Set over by Rukoff. Bump set by Hoosier. Spike by Richard. High bump. Into the back. Left side spike. That is dug out. Set by Hoosier. Richard with a spike, but too far. And out. It's 11-4. You certainly have to be impressed with Platteville's hitting, even though it's not entirely accurate always, but they can hit it hard.
But that's also kind of like I'm going to use a baseball analogy, where it's almost like sometimes a fastball that's not in the strike zone, it's effectively wild, and it can be effectively wild, and that's why a kill like that one from Rihanna Dye actually works, because you start thinking, I have to protect everything, and because it's effectively wild.
That makes it 12-4. McNett Electric and Belmont can assist you with all your electric needs. Chip and his crew at McNett Electric are on call ready to help you with your agricultural, business, and commercial needs. McNett Electric in Belmont. Left side spike by Morgan, blocked but out, and it's 12-5.
Lancaster doing what they can to try to get some kind of a rally going. Right now, this feels like it's the moment in this set that they have to do it before they let it get too far away to the Hillman.
Sosie Hoffman to serve from the middle. High and short serve, sort of short. Reach over by Richard, and that did not clear the net.
4 hits.
It's 12-6. Mount City Bank's total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop into Mount City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Learn more at mountcitybank.com. Set by Hoosier. Right side by Richard. Send over. Bump set sent over by the Arrows. The set by Hoosier. Spike. And that ends up finding the floor. Quinn Temperley will get that kill. It's 13-6.
Give credit to Addie Stadler there. She almost had a perfect pancake on that. Had her hand flat on the ground. Almost had it maybe just a fraction of an inch away. But again, another great hustle play by Lancaster that will not go in the stat sheet.
Rural Mutual agents, John Ragetz and Denise Dow, the Ragetz & Dow Insurance Group. Tackle all your farm, personal, business, and life insurance needs. Call them today at their office in Lancaster. Left side spike by Richard. Diving bump in the back row. The set to the back and then set over by Foley. Now a reach into the net. Sometimes you can tip it over or think you tip it over. It doesn't clear, and that's what happened there, and it's 13-7.
Quinn thought she was closer to the net than she was, and that's where she was trying to go hard to the other side, and just, oops, I wasn't close enough to the net.
Relly Hirth will serve for the Arrows into the back middle. Hoosier almost set it over, and that's going to be a net violation. And it's 13-8, and the Hillman the Arrows trying to come back here. Community First Bank, for you in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com, member FDIC. Line drive serve into the back, bump set, and then reached over by Shearing, but Shearing went out of bounds. It went right past the net.
No, it went on this side of the antenna, so it was on the outside of the antenna. Easy call. The side judge here on the near side was actually able to see that and was waving her flag right away, saying, no. It was on the wrong side of the antenna.
13-9. And 2 bad bumps. Platteville does send it over on the third bump. Now the set by Hirth. Reach over and then back by Shearing. High bump. Bump from the back row, and that's 4 hits on Lancaster, and it's 14-9.
The hustle by both teams has been really phenomenal this evening.
Well, it's the neighborhood brawls, so you'd be surprised if that wasn't the case.
Absolutely.
Set over by Temperley, that's dug out. And then Morgan with a big spike, and that will be a kill.
That might have been one of the best kills tonight by Addison Morgan. She had a lot of confidence. She had her steps right. The follow-through was good. If she can get that on repeat, she is one of the most dangerous players in this SWC. Kill attempt by the Hillman. It will be sent back over by Lancaster. Back pass. It's going to be a kill attempt down the side. Not going to happen. Lancaster trying to kill it. Saved in the back row by Avery Richard. Kill attempt is blocked, but kept alive by Platteville. Rally going on here by the Platteville Hillman and the Lancaster Flying Arrows. Near the net, Hoosier, back set, Temperley, down!
And Temperley with a kill makes it 15-10. Russell offices here to assist as your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, more. Proudly serving Southern Wisconsin Russell Law offices. I believe girls basketball discussions are free at Russell Law offices. There's another point for the Hillman to make it 16-10.
Why would that be? You know,
Well, maybe it's because Nathan Russell is the Schultzburg girls coach.
Oh, he is? I'm kidding. I've known Nathan for quite some time. Really good guy. Again, sometimes you just got to pick on people you get along with.
Yes.
You know, it's
a reach over.
It's that Lafayette County love, you could say.
Sent back by Dye. Now a left side reach over, and Hillman handled that. Bump set, spiked by Stone. That's dug out. Set by Hurth, spiked down the middle. That is dug out, and then trying to reach over was Dye, but they're unable to get it back, and it's 16-11.
Maddie Burr with a beautiful play right at the net for the Flying Arrows. And it almost feels like, Steve, the momentum has changed in this building.
16-11. Platteville is still up 5, and they're up 2-0. And into the back row, the bump set by Hoosier, set over by Dye. That is dug out. Hurth right at the net with a set spike, and down that goes, and it was not tipped, and it's 17-11. No, it was tipped, 16-12. Is that right? No, it is 17-11. Yeah,
you were correct the first time, actually.
Scoreboard got changed twice.
Yep.
And now set over by the Hillman. And then Hoosier just tips it over and gets the kill again.
Wait, they're going to say she was in the net.
Oh, well. 17-12.
Great effort.
That would, if they had counted that, that would set a record that I've ever seen for a setter with kills.
Yeah, again, you cannot fault her for that one, but her full foot was over the line underneath. That's why they called it the violation.
Stater sends it over on the serve, and then reached over by Dye. That got blocked. They'll try again here, and then set over by Richard on a bump. Right side, straight up, and that's 4 hits. Or it is now, and it's 18-12.
Time for the overture. Almost.
Now. Southwest Health has over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists, so you can have specialized care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org. That ends up
service error.
And it's 18-13. You certainly cannot fault Lancaster for fighting the whole way through. Here's McDonald to serve, even if they end up losing in straight sets. Hoosier tipped it over, and there's her kill. And I believe that's, 4 or 5 for Hoosier?
It's got to be close. Timeout's going to be called.
19-13. Platteville leading Lancaster timeout in set 3 back after this on 97.7 Country WGLR.
In game 11.
We know that good health is your #1 priority, and at Grant Regional Health Center, it's ours too. Whether it's a mammogram, lung screening, or colonoscopy, we make it easier than ever to get screened for your peace of mind. And best of all, at Grant Regional, we offer quick scheduling and less travel, so you can focus on what really matters, your health. Schedule your screening today at 608-723-2131, accepting Medical Associates, Dean, and Quartz Insurance to name a few. Grant Regional Health Center. Better health starts here.
Our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school sports on Queen Bee Radio is presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and by Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. Check out our upcoming schedule at am1590wpdl.com.
In game 11.
19-13. Platteville with the lead in set number 3. They lead 2-0. And the Arrows have called their last timeout in this third set. The serve by Graubent, spiked over by Morgan, and Morgan gets the kill. 19-14.
She is fun to watch. Addison Morgan, like I said, when she's on, when she's that outside hitter, she has just great motion. She has great follow through. She gets that set there. Again, she is fun to watch. And she's got some power behind those hits.
And I am certain that her grandma Diane, who I assume is in the building somewhere or listening at home, is certainly in agreement with that. Here's the spike for the right side. That's dug out. Bump set by Hurth and then sent over by Ball. Now the back set, spike by Temperley. That's dug out. Bump set, bumped over from the back row by Stater. Now the set, spiked by Temperley and found the back row, the back wall, and it's 2014.
Paint? That's what that was.
Yes, that is what that was. The dental office located in Lancaster. The dental office is a trusted name for high-quality family dental care, proud to be the preferred provider of dentistry in Lancaster. We're also brought to you by Laley Center Monroe. Call your local dairy automation specialist, Jordan Wilson, at Laley Center Monroe. Spike by Avery Richard again. And it's 21-14. She gets the kill. We're brought to you by Mount St. Bank. Their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop in at Mount St. Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Learn more at mountstbank.com. Spike goes out of bounds.
A little much.
And it's 22-14 Platteville.
And no timeouts to stop it right now for the Flying Arrows.
Mia Hoosier to serve. Dug out and back. Set by Hurth. Reach over by Morgan. That's dug out. Bump set. Spike by Richard, and that's too far. It missed. Well, wait a minute. They say it went down, despite Madison Devlin saying it went out.
And the side judge back there just kind of looked at the main officials and I can't tell you if I saw it or not, and then pointed down saying it was on the line.
23-14, left side spike, and that will go for a kill for the Arrows.
Olivia Ball, excuse me. It's amazing what can happen if you can read your own handwriting.
Hurth will serve. 23-15 in set number 3. Dug out by Grabant. Bump set by Hoosier. Reached over and by Schuler. That gets sent back. Platteville tries again. Hoosier. Spike into the net. It's 23-16. Rural Mutual Agents, John Ragetz and Deneen Dow with Ragetz and Dow Insurance Group, tackling all your farm, personal, business, and life insurance needs. Call them today at their office in Lancaster. Hurth again serves. That's dug out. The set, and then spiked over by Temperley. That's dug out. Into the back row for the bump set, and then set over. Hoosier the set. Right side spike by Schuler, and down that goes. 24-16, and it is match point.
Olivia Ball was right there. She was shaking her head like, I was so close to getting it.
Here's Richard to serve, the running jump serve. Ace! And that's it. Hit the back row, and Platteville sweeps Lancaster. 25-19, 26-24, 25-16. The Flying Arrows now 12-13 and 1-4 in the SWC, and they will go to River Valley, or they will host River Valley, I should say, next Tuesday. Platteville will win 13-8, 7-0 in the SWC, and they have an intriguing non-conference match next Monday at Cuba City before they host Richland Center next Tuesday. Platteville sweeps Lancaster 25-19, 26-24, 25-16. Back to Lancaster after this on 97.7 Country WGLR.
In game 12.
Like any business, success in dairying is often determined by who you know rather than what you know. That's why it's good to know the pros at Fuller's, your Gia dealer. Fuller's is your source for the hygiene brand of products, as well as other dairy hygiene products. Make your operation more efficient and profitable, and get the most out of your dairy herd by partnering with the experts at Fuller's Milker Center, LLC, your local Gia dealer in Lancaster, Richland Center, and Fuller'sMilkerCenter.com.
Our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school sports on Queen Bee Radio is presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and by Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. Check out our upcoming schedule at AM1590WPVL.com.
In game 12.
Grand Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of Tuesday Night Volleyball presented by Cuba City, Kieler, Darlington Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. And on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, presented by H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, and Laley Center Monroe. And all of a sudden we have volleyball players here as Platteville, the 3-set win tonight. 25-19, 26-24, 25-16. So they're now 7-0, and you have so many people up here, I'm going to have to use both of these things. So, yeah, whatever you do, don't kill the electric cord. So, let's do this. Why don't everybody introduce yourselves, starting to my right.
I'm Layla Schuler. I'm a senior this year.
I'm Maggie Grubbin. I'm also a senior. I'm Mia Hoosier, and I'm a junior.
Okay, and I don't know what happened to Richland Center today, but if they get beat, you win the SWC title. You'll have a chance to do it anyway next week. So let's talk about, first off, this season. How do you feel like you guys are playing right now?
I feel like we're playing really good as a whole and just really picking each other up when we need it, working together.
Yeah, I think that we're definitely meshing together really well. I think our offense is really strong right now, and it's definitely one of our strengths.
Okay.
This team collectively has really good grit. Like, when we want to win, we come together and we do it.
Okay, you have had a little bit of a rough time in tournaments. Now, I understand that's kind of the purpose of tournaments, to, figure out changes in the lineup and who should be in for, like conference matches and that sort of thing. What do you guys feel like you learned from your tournaments, especially, if I have to say this, Sauk Prairie, that didn't go very well for you?
I feel like we've really just learned that every time we go out on the court, we have to want to win it more than the other team, no matter what's.
Yeah, I think that we can't let up at all at any point in time. It doesn't matter who the opponent is. We have to give it our all every single play.
Yeah, in tournaments, really we can bring out our weak spots and things that we need to work on. Just making sure that we're there all the time, playing 24/7.
Okay, Mia, now you're not the senior in this group, but you're the setter. That's a really important position, and you took over from somebody who was practically cemented in there, Jackson Berenchin, last year. What's it been like to take over as the setter?
I think it was definitely big shoes to fill, but the past 2 years, Jackson has really taught me how to take over this position, so I felt like the transition was pretty smooth, and I have teammates that have experience, and they've really helped me step into this role.
Okay, now you two guys are the seniors. This is actually not a very experienced team. You had a lot of graduates last year, and you're kind of it for seniors, basically. What do you feel like your role on this team is?
Yeah, we're most definitely a really young team. Our role as seniors, we really just got to pick them up and tell them where to be. If they make a mistake, tell them to get out of their head and make sure they're always in the right spot and where they need to be.
Get out of their head, okay.
Yeah, like Layla said, I think our greatest job is to be the communicators on the court and the ones to lift each other up, just to be those leaders on the court and off the court.
Okay, one more question. You're right on the cusp of winning the SWC title again. You got to the regional final last year. Obviously, Division II is tough, but what do you guys feel like you can do, and what do you have to do to accomplish that?
I think it's about coming to practice every day and practicing how we play. I think in the moments where it's just us and our team, that's where we're really going to get better, so that way come tournament time, we are ready to succeed.
Yeah, really just staying strong as our whole. When we're playing at our best, our offense is mostly unstoppable, and if we keep playing how we can, we could go far.
Yeah, and I think our drive is what drives us, having the grit, knowing that we can do it, believing in ourselves, and we can go far.
All right. Well, congratulations on the win, and good luck the rest of the season. I'm in fact, I know. We'll see in 2 weeks when you play Dodgeville, because we're carrying that here on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel if it's programmed correctly. Congratulations once again, Mia Hoosier and Maggie Grubbin and Layla Schuler of the Platteville Hillman, 7-0 now in the SWC. Congratulations. Now you can wave your coach over because we have to talk to her next. And I guess actually take the microphone. We'll give that back to John. Yeah. All right. Now we're joined by Denise Berenchin, the Platteville coach. You're 7-0 now. And I imagine you're a fan of whoever Richland Center is playing tonight.
Yeah, we're always cheering. Yes. Yes, I am.
But what do you feel? How do you feel like you guys played today?
This wasn't our best showing for sure. I think we played a little tight. I think Lancaster was definitely ready to play. It's their homecoming. We have a little bit of a target on our backs with that kind of a record right now in our conference, and everybody wants to beat us. And kudos to them. They played really, really well tonight, and I'm just proud of our girls for finishing the match. We've said since the beginning of the season that we need to take it one match at a time, and that's what we're going to do to finish out strong.
So what do you feel like was the difference in the match tonight? Because there were certainly places where you get a few points in a row, okay, these guys are cruising, and all of a sudden you start hitting it in the net or too far or something like that, but then you get it back.
I mean, once I get home and I get to look at the stats, it'll be easier for me to say that, but I do think our serving struggled tonight. We had a lot of missed serves at really crucial times, and that's something that we have been on and off all year with, so we will continue to work on that in practice. But for us, our hitting helped us out tonight for sure.
Well, it can kind of help you a little bit with the stats here from my wife, Arena. You had 7 service errors this evening compared to Lancaster's 4. Your hitting percentage, though, or your service percentage was 90%. Lancaster's was 93. Number of serves, 74 to 61, outserved Lancaster on that. Here's one thing I thought is impressive. 24 assists, Hoosier with 23 of them. Yep. So you look at somebody that was definitely option for player of the match. Dye with 11 kills out of the 32. Lancaster only had 21 kills as a team. 14 assists they had as well. So again, every stat. The only one that they outstatted, you could say, actually there are 2 of them. 28 digs to 24, yep. And Richard had 8 of those. And only 6 blocks, considering how active around the net, your Hillmen were. Not many actual blocks. What do you attribute on that, where maybe you're not just going for that, but you have everybody filling behind?
Sure, we have a lot, yes. Blocking has been a little bit of a struggle this season. We're just a little late to the block, so we're working that on practice. I think, like I said, hitting is huge for us. We just have a lot of weapons at the net.
You certainly do. That was even if you didn't hit that well tonight.
We do.
That is really obvious.
Right.
With your
We don't
team.
have to just use 1 or 2 players. We have 4 and 5 solid hitters, so that's huge for us in any match.
All right, we'll be seeing you 2 weeks for Dodgeville. As far as what you feel like you could accomplish, I mean, clinched to share the title, got to share the title last year. I don't know, frankly, that anybody's going to touch you this year as far as that goes. You got to the regional final. You got maybe that fun trip to Lodi before you got beat by Edgewood. What do you think your team is capable of doing, and what do you have to do that?
We're a young team, but like I said, we have a lot of talent and a lot of athletes in our group. We have a tough regional. We know that ahead of time.
Don't you always?
Yeah, we do. We do.
Yeah.
We're the only team in the SWC that'll stay Division II for a regional. So, but these guys can do anything if they put their minds to it. But like I said, we're just going to take it one match at a time, finish out the conference strong, and then see what we get during the tournament.
Okay. Well, congratulations on the win.
Thank you so much.
And we will see you in 2 weeks in Dodgeville.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Keep those girls smiling, because when you have the smiling faces, they always seem to be doing better.
So true. So true. Thank you, guys.
Thank
you. All right,
you.
thank you. Denise Berenchen, the Platteville coach. Platteville wins in straight sets, 25-19, 26-24, 25-16. Reeves Wealth Management, Edward Jones post-match show after these messages on 97.7 Country WGLR.
Post-game 3 minutes.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
You've seen him on the bag, now follow him online. It's Lofi, Country Hearts mascot. And not only is he a cute little slice, he adds a bit of fun to Fridays. Follow Lofi on Facebook for Free Bread Fridays. Each week his posts may include a kid-friendly coloring page, a fun bit of trivia, or one of his famous dad jokes. Jokes may be stale, but his bread is always fresh. Just like his post each week for a chance to win a coupon for a free Country Hearth product. Join the party with Country Hearth and Lofi on Facebook.com/CountryHearthBreads. Because when the bread is free, the fun rises.
What happened to customer service? You're expected to check yourself out at the store, you're expected to pay 3% extra to use credit cards, and you're expected to unbox your own mattress and set it up yourself. Well, not at Dubuque Mattress. Hi, this is Doug Dolter with Dubuque Mattress. At Dubuque Mattress, customer service is alive and well. When you buy a mattress from us, we take care of everything. We deliver, set up, and get rid of the old mattress for you. We don't charge for using credit cards, and we offer free financing. Dubuque Mattress, for the rest of your life.
Dubuque Mattress Factory, you get a little snooze time.
When it comes to protecting your home, your roof is your first line of defense. For trusted local roofing expertise, turn to Midwest Roofing and Construction. They're dedicated to providing quality roofing services from minor repairs to complete replacements all year long. Count on their experienced team for reliable workmanship. Call for a free estimate at 1-800-551-8251. That's 1-800-551-8251. Midwest Roofing and Construction, your local roofing pros.
The Gifted Hands Thrift Store in Galena offers low-cost clothing and household goods to the public. Shop local and support individuals with disabilities served by the Galena Workshop. The thrift store provides paying jobs to many individuals and is a stepping stone for some to get a job in the community. Donated items are accepted at the workshop on Southwest Street in Galena, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m., except holidays. Gifted Hands Thrift Store at the Galena Workshop is open Tuesday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturdays 9 till 1.
Your high school postgame show is brought to you by Elena and Ben Reeves at Edward Jones, a financial service firm serving individuals and business owners.
Is your money working as hard as it should be? This is Elena Reeves with Edward Jones. If you want to provide for your children's education, reduce your tax bill, or prepare for a comfortable retirement, we need to talk. Today, more than ever, your financial security deserves the attention of full-time financial advisors. Take advantage of our years of experience. Contact financial advisors Elena or Ben Reeves at 608-348-2441 or stop by our office on Highways 80 and 81 in Platteville next to Sups Nutrition. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Great Regional Health Center and People's State Bay coverage of Tuesday Night Volleyball presented by Cuba City, Kieler, Darlington Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on 97.7 Country WGLR and on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel presented by H&N Plumbing, Heating, Electrical, and Laley Center Monroe. Platteville with a hard-fought but straight set win, 25-19, 26-24, 25-16 over Lancaster tonight. Steve Prestegard and the Satterleys. And it was one of those. I mean, you can't fault Lancaster's effort. I do think they ran out of gas in the third set. And the other thing that stands out is Platteville's just a superior hitting team.
That they really seem to be, Steve.
Whether or not they hit that well tonight.
Well, and I would say it wasn't so much they didn't hit well. A lot of it was more Lancaster had really good positioning for a lot of it, but when you have really good hitting like the Hillmen are, and they have proven all season long, that you can only take so many before they're going to find that crease and be able to get those points. And you can only take so many times getting the ball hit to your face, getting the ball hit, everywhere, just constant bombardment before after a while it just, I don't want to say you give up, because there was zero give up from the Lancaster Flying Arrows, but you just get to a point of just, it wears you down. And they got wore down. Let's take a look at some of the stats here. We told a little bit of them earlier. Let's go that set number 3, which really seemed to be, again, after set number 2, I think you brought up about the potential of the tri-court turning point would have been that set number 2, but then set 3, it was all Platteville over Lancaster with kills 13-5, assists 9-5. There were still 10 to 6 digs for Lancaster. 3-2 blocks in that third set, so not that many blocks by either squad. Only one ace in that third set. That was by the Platteville Hillmen. Serves 24-17. You can kind of go by the score on that. Only one service error by Platteville in that third set, so the Hillmen, they improved as well. And then for the set, the serving percentage, 96% for the set for Platteville, 100% for Lancaster. That's all you ask for. For the match, both were around 90%, 90-93, so you love seeing that. Again, final stats, you had Platteville had 32 kills to Lancaster's 21. Assists, 24-14. Platteville led that one. Lancaster had more digs, 28-24. Blocks, again, 11 blocks for the Lancaster Flying Arrows, 6 for Platteville. 8 aces for the Platteville Hillmen. And one thing that's impressive on that, getting her first start tonight, Malia Temperley, she had 3 of the 8 aces. What a way to make your starting debut. Number of serves, 74-61 was Platteville. Service errors, 7 for Platteville, 4 for Lancaster. Then the final service percentage was Lancaster 93, Platteville 90. I'd like to say thank you again to my lovely wife, Arena, for keeping stats, as she loves watching volleyball. And, you know, again, it gives her something to do, and she loves watching volleyball and playing volleyball as well back in the day.
Well, it also means she gets to keep an eye on you.
Of course, that's her number one job, you know, making sure that, you know, I mean, like we said earlier, you know, technical difficulties. Yours is technical, I'm the difficulty.
Platteville wins 3 sets to none. More of the Reeves-Wolf Mansion at Edward Jones postgame show after these messages on 97.7 Country WGLR.
Postgame, 2 minutes.
I think it's just vapor.
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
One vape pod has as much nicotine as 1 pack of cigarettes.
My kid?
My kid
knows it's dangerous. 5.4 million American kids vape, and most think it's harmless. Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org. That's talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
So, what's the asking price on these houses?
You'd probably be more comfortable living somewhere else.
How long is the lease?
Sure, you can afford to live here, but...
How about the schools?
We have twins.
This neighborhood probably wouldn't be right for your kids.
If a real estate or rental agent says anything like this, you are being discriminated against, and it is illegal. If you experience housing discrimination, go to HUD.gov/fair housing and report it. Fair housing. The law is on your side. A message from HUD in partnership with the National Fair Housing Alliance.
Does that number calling you look familiar, but you aren't sure if you know them? It could be a scam using spoofing. I'm Lancaster Police Chief Deborah Rukoff. Spoofing is a way scammers make it look like an area number, or even a number you know, is calling you. In reality, they could be hundreds or thousands of miles away. Scam calls are after one thing, your information. Prevent a crime before it happens. Keep your personal information private and hang up if you suspect it's a scam.
This public service announcement courtesy of Queen Bee Radio.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Postgame, 2 minutes.
Grand Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of Tuesday Night Volleyball presented by Cuba City, Kieler, Darlington Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel presented by H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical in Laley Center, Monroe. Platteville, the winner over Lancaster tonight, 25-19, 26-24, 25-60. We're also brought to you by Community First Bank for you in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com. Member FDIC. We have to tell you our most valuable player, which is presented by Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center and Hermson's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main and Platteville. Hermson's will be the MVP for the next project in your house. Go to Hermson's Ace Hardware, Bloomington, and Platteville. And
there were definitely a couple to choose from, Steve, but, I'm going to say our tiebreaker is, you got to, what the wife says goes, and I think you would agree with that, with your, happy wife, happy life. But honestly, what really made the Platteville Hillmen happy tonight was the play of Mia Hoosier. She was everywhere. She was able to take that second hit. She was able to just get it over the net. She had really solid passing tonight, setting up her teammates with Rihanna Dye, setting up Quinn Temperley, for a lot of kills.
She was moving all over the place tonight because, to be 100% honest about it, the bumps were not the greatest always tonight, but she was all over the place. And
effective.
And it's kind of hard to remember a bad set from her.
No, she maybe had one or two, but in the when you have so many that are going on in the course of a game, realistically, you're going to have mistakes made, and that happens on anything. But Mia Hoosier, I have to say, tip of the cap to her tonight. She really had not just deserves, but earned the MVP of tonight's contest.
And the Tricor Turning Point is brought to you by Tricor Insurance. Insurance plans built for you, your family, and your business. Contact Tricor Insurance today.
Actually, you talk about, we're going to kind of go with the same thing with Mia Hoosier and also with Quinn Temperley. Those two really teamed up in the latter part of that second set. When Lancaster had a lead, it looked like we were going to at least go 4. And those two really started to put the hammer down because you had the play-by-play on that with Lancaster having not a big lead by any means, but they were looking like they were in control, and the Hillmen just chipped away, took it to 26-24 to actually win the set. But then Lancaster gave it all they had, and Platteville was able to coast the rest of the way. And I think that, toward the latter part of the second set, was your Tricor turning point.
It was 20. Well, let's see. It was 23-22 Lancaster. Of course, I wrote it.
Oh, okay.
They tied it at 23. Platteville took a 24-23 lead. It was tied at 24, but Platteville got the last 2 points when it was at extra points. And
I want to say it was right around 19-14. It was somewhere right around there. Lancaster had a lead pretty close to that. They had at least a 4-point lead, I thought. And that's when it seemed like that's where it changed.
Yeah, they did start the big comeback there in that second set. So
that's really where literally the turning point was, the middle point of the contest, of go match-wise. But again, both teams showed a lot of fight tonight. Lancaster, this is a team that is very well coached, and they did not give up on this game at all. Platteville, extremely well coached. That's why they're top of the SWC, and they are definitely primed to make a deep run in the road to the Rush Center.
Platteville wins in straight sets, 25-19, 26-24, 25-60 over Lancaster. We will wrap up the Edward Reeves Wealth Management at Edward Jones post-match show and talk about what's coming up with a big weekend of high school football. All of that after this on 97.7 Country WGLR.
Post-game 1 minute.
I'm Dr. Miller, a dentist and a volunteer for Dental Lifeline Network. DLN is a nonprofit that has helped me literally change the lives.
Mama, what does the chicken say? Duh.
Post-game 1 minute.
Grand Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of Tuesday Night Volleyball presented by Cuba City Kieler and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on 97.7 Country WGLR and on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel presented by H&N Plumbing, Heating, Electrical and Lely Center Monroe. Platteville wins in 3, 25-19, 26-24, 25-16. Scores such as are available tomorrow morning on 97.7 Country WGLR. We have a whole bunch of things going on this weekend. It's a huge weekend coming up. Except for one thing, we don't have the Packers because they need a week off after whatever that was in Dallas Sunday night.
Whatever that was. I think what they need to do after that, start from 40 yards out and then go back 5 yards, and whoever, kind of do it like a shootout that way. There's how you end it.
It's not as like watching a tie is really very, very fulfilling. But
hey, how's it my mom always put it? Was always along the lines saying, a tie is like kissing your sister.
I never had a sister.
Neither did I. That's why I can actually say that with a straight face.
Yeah. Okay. Well, whatever. Here is what we have coming up. Football coming up on Friday at 6:30. We have some games for you. First, Broadhead Judah and Lancaster on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. this one is huge in the Six Rivers. Potosi Cassville undefeated, going to Wazeeka Steuben, or is it Seneca? I forget.
It's
which.
Seneca, Wazeeka, Steuben, and they're going to be out for. I don't want to say blood, but they're going to be out for revenge after Blackhawk Warren. They had a chance against them at Meridian Park in Warren, 14-7 on that contest. And Potosi Castle, they are amazing. You're not ranked number one, top, right up there, number two, just on accident. It doesn't happen. But Seneca, Wazeeka, Steuben, they're really sneaky right now. That's going to be arguably one of the games of the week, not just because it's on Queen Bee Radio. It's because it is just that matchup.
And and it is in Wazeeka. We'll have that for you Friday at 6:30 on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. River Valley and Platteville, of course, the Blackhawks tied for first. That'll be on X1071, and a great big game in the Ridge and Valley 8 DeSoto at Belmont.
That's your game.
Yes, on AM 1590 WPVL and Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
And I get to play the part of Steve Prestigard on Friday night, covering the Platteville Hillman.
Just like it says on the soap, the part of Steve Prestigard will be played by John Satterley.
The part of Dennis Leary will be played by Dennis Leary.
Yeah, exactly. Saturday, Badger football. They're in the big house against Michigan at 9 on 97.7 Country WGLR. And then National League Division Series Game 1, Padres or Cubs at the Brewers. Game time to be determined. We think it's noon or so, and that's on AM 1590 WPVL. And then this is a huge game in the Ridge and Valley 8. North Crawford at Highland.
Yes.
The Trojans in first, the Cardinals one game back. If the Cardinals pull off that upset, that could just throw a giant monkey wrench into the Ridge and Valley 8. And that is 1:30 Saturday afternoon on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Game 2 of the National League Division Series is Monday. Game time to be determined on AM 1590 WPVL. And Tuesday, volleyball, River Ridge at Belmont at 7 on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. R.J. Osterhaus is our sports director. Rob Spangler is our program director. Johnny Page is our chief engineer. Tyler DeTanis is Mr. Streaming Fix-It, and he certainly did tonight. Rob, thanks to Brett Rollins and the staff at Lancaster High School. Thanks to our sponsors who help us bring this game to you, and thank you for joining us. Thanks also to Arena Satterley, our statistician tonight. That's why we sounded so much better tonight.
Why do you think I always sound decent? It has nothing to do with me. She's my better half for a reason.
Grand Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of Tuesday Night Volleyball, presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Over. Outdoors is the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube sports presentation on 97.7 Country WGLR Lancaster and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, presented by H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, and Lely Center Monroe. Platteville goes to 7-0 in the SWC, 25-19, 26-24, 25-16 over Lancaster. From the Ayers Furniture Best Seats in the House, for John Satterley, I'm Steve Prestigard. 97.7 Country Nights is next. We'll be back for football this weekend and more volleyball next week.
This has been a Queen Bee Radio High School Sports presentation.
The Tri-State's best variety of country. 97.7 Country, WGLR-FM. Lancaster, serving Platteville, Dubuque, Galena, and beyond. On WGLR.com. A Queen Bee radio station.